Hello, this is Daniel Michael, and tonight I'm going to discuss something that comes up in debates and is considered time-honored wisdom. That is the idea that religion is the cause of war. Many people do prescribe to the notion that if we could just have people be more scientific, be more humanist, then they wouldn't have this extra reason on top of everything else for which to be divisive. Now, religion, which comes from the Latin religio, means to tie fast, put more simply, maybe to bond, and in my view is certainly not the cause of most, and I would say not the cause of any wars, really, when you get down to it and unwrap what's really going on. In fact, most of the time, war is the result of those with power, position, money that's usually extracted involuntarily from the masses who decide that they desire more power, resources, land, trade routes, and money. The funny thing is that now they're stuck in a situation. Now they have to engage in the act of persuading the people whose income they live off of that it's a really good idea. And this can be difficult because you could be sending them to die or to be horribly wounded, or convincing them to send their own children off to go and do the same. Considering that most people's work in life is dedicated to raising their children and then seeing them live to their potential, you are then going to need a very convincing reason to get those folks to agree to such a one-sided contract. The idea then is to involve their emotions. Or maybe, if they have robbed them of enough of their own resources, promising them that by joining them in this adventure is a good way for them to make a living. It's a job. You can join their forces and go fight for them. You live through it, maybe it's a long career. Outside of that, the fact that it might be a job, you are going to have to appeal to their emotions. And what better way to do that, folks, than convincing them that our particular God is better and that apparently needs our help. Our help in the form of killing others who may think that their God needs their help. And in a government that's not particularly religious, then the God is the noble state, the great reverse provider, much like the model for the old Soviet Union and some other countries. The battle for the Holy Land, for real though, is a battle for oil. It's a battle for resources. Perhaps it's a battle, as I said, to take control of vibrant, effective trade routes. It could be a battle for an expanded tax base. And once again, we have come back to it. That the true nature of the paths of so many political and social issues lead back to power and wealth. Trying to convince you to send your child off to die needs an argument filled with a lot more fire and emotion than the emperor needs a new palace, or by saying, let's go bomb our neighbors and steal their productive trade routes. And if they can't convince them through these arguments, then they will force them to do so. And sadly, maybe in God's name. Thank you and good evening.